So I went to feed my sourdough starter last week because I wanted to make some bread. But then I noticed, oh my goodness, I'm out of flour. So I checked the working pantry and that had no flour. And then I checked the backup pantry and that had no flour. Or most of the other things that I usually need. And that's when I realized it's time for a pantry stock up. Bulk food, backup stores of food. I haven't been looking at any of that, and it's high time I did. Because keeping a working pantry and freezer is one of the best ways to save money on groceries, because you can get things at the lowest possible price and stock up on shelf-stable items. That way, when you need them, you don't have to rush to the store and buy them when they're at full price. You can just walk downstairs to the pantry, get it there. So before I go shopping, I need to know exactly what I have and what I need. I have a pantry inventory. And so I have listed here different items that I usually keep in my pantry or freezer. And I look at how much I have quantity wise, and then I write the units. So I'm gonna go through and literally just write down what I have. I haven't updated this since my kid was born. So I'm going to be counting how many of each kind of thing I have quantity wise. We'll see where we shake up and see what I need to add on my list before we go shopping tomorrow. So I got my list. Now it's time to go back and fill in everything that's missing from my pantry. But I have two different methods for doing this. One, what we're going to talk about this video, where I'm going to take you to two different stores, things I could find that are on sale or deeply discounted. But I have another method that I use for stocking my pantry, and that's what I'm going to show you in next week's video, so you'll have to check back for that. So the list is made, I'm ready to shop, and that means two words, or actually, it's like 5 words. Aldi and Amish Country Store. Let's go. First up was a trip to the next town over to visit the Mennonites. If you've never had the chance to visit an Amish country store, you're really missing out. They've got some great fresh foods, some of them at really good prices, and I'll tell you a story about that in a second. But they just have the kindest employees. And then there's Aldi, land of the discount groceries. And if you've never been to an Aldi, let me show you why it's amazing. All right, so we've got back from shopping at Aldi, and oh my goodness, this is one of the best hauls I've had in a while. Let me just walk you through everything we got both at Aldi and the Amish Country Store, because I did pretty good. So first, I ended up getting 2 giant bags of oatmeal, 2 giant bags of flour. I already had to put one thing of flour away. And when I was checking out at the country store, this very sweet Mennonite teenager was like, do you want to be part of our bulk buying program? Because you can buy things in 50-pound bags. And I'm like, oh, yes, I do. So that'll be next time. We've got multiple things of burrito wraps, because we eat burritos at least twice a week. We've got some crackers. I wanted to make sure I had snacks because my daughter's going to pre-K in the fall. I've got some apple snacks. There's more granola bars hiding way back there with bananas. Potatoes, oranges, strawberries. You know my kids are gonna need strawberries. I've got pizza dough, eggs. Oh my goodness, I love going to Aldi's just for the eggs. It's at least $1 cheaper. What are eggs where you are? I'm really interested to know. One of the main reasons I wanted to go to Aldi is for their canned goods. Canned goods at Aldi are less than 50% of what they are at some of the other grocery stores in my town. I've got lettuce, corn, apples. You know my kids are going to go through a ton of apples. We go through 5 pounds of rice in a month, roughly, if not more. We eat a ton of rice at our house. I got one thing of chicken, mostly because I've got family coming in this week from out of state, and we want to make sure we've got plenty of stuff on hand for them. I've also got I needed some vegetable oil. I needed some olive oil. When I was at my normal grocery store last week, I had olive oil on my list, and I looked, the giant container I used to buy was $30 for a jug of olive oil. I'm like, I can't pay that. So I was hoping they would have giant containers of olive oil at Aldi. They didn't. So I got a small container, but I really need to find a new place to source giant containers of olive oil, because we'll go through a lot. Peppers. My husband asked me to check out LaCroix. He's been testing out sparkling water, which is a new thing for our family. 2 things of milk will probably take us a week and a half to go through. He also wanted me to get these fancy little snacks. That's one of the other nice things I really like about going to Aldi, is that because I'm saving so much on most of the other things, I have the opportunity to get a few extra little nice things that I definitely wouldn't be buying if I was shopping at the regular, more expensive grocery store. So that's always nice. Multiple things of tortilla chips, because we're eating a lot of guacamole and chips or hummus and chips. Again, snack food for my family coming into town, and one pre-made pizza. Yes, I could make it more cheaply at home, but I just came from shopping with 3 kids and I forgot my baby carrier, so I'm like lugging the car seat through the store, trying to push the cart with 1 kid riding in it. It just makes more sense to have one thing I can quickly make for lunch, which I think I'm gonna go do now. So let me know in the comments how much you think all of this cost me before I tell you the grand total. And remember that this is not a normal shopping haul for my family. We usually are not going to be getting quite this much food, but like especially just like the oatmeal alone is going to last us much more than a week. So I'm not really gonna have to go shopping next week except for like any little things that my guest is going to be particularly interested in. So that's going to be a relief that I don't have to worry about like main grocery shopping when we're just trying to enjoy time with family. So grand total is $161.92 for both the Amish grocery store and the Aldi the next state over. I gotta put all this stuff away before it goes bad. If you want another video about saving money on groceries, I actually have an entire playlist of them on my channel, so I will throw that up right now for your perusal. And wouldn't you know it, after all this, I finally had enough flour to make my sourdough bread. Bye, YouTube.